Great. Someone recap for 600 credits. I just throw a random number out there every time.
Sure.
Oh God, I don't remember. I mean, if I read
M3 came out of our little individually came out of our little force memory vision things. And I don't know what happened other than I got carried off by M4 once.
We woke up from force dreams, or most of us did. Then
Tech lost a hand.
Tech lost the hand
was
to the
2
torture
sessions.
bots, which were. Was that 2 sessions ago?
It was. I was there for that.
We started this past session with with all of you halfway through your force visions. And M3 was in the middle of fighting one of the torture bots.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We each came up on our own. We're missing one person didn't get to do their. I think it might have been Jacob or.
No, I finished.
Jake finished his. Plick, his dissolved very quickly into a nap. So as this session starts, Plick is going to wake up from a really, really nice rest.
Yeah, short rest.
You can take a long rest, man.
Long rest. Look at that. Fully charged.
Plick's been asleep for like 2 days.
Oh shit. Well then shit. We were in the Sith temple, and then what's
you finished
his name?
Bane?
No, not him. There was a hologram that said that we have to spread chaos across the galaxy.
Elikors Dazalius.
Yeah, that cool guy. So for some reason I have Quat Jaka written down.
Yes, exactly.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a Sith word we need to ask.
Yes. Quatzisagic.
Yeah, that thing. I had it written down.
It was on the statue when you guys first started the Sith trials. Also 2 sessions ago.
So on our way out, we checked out some more rooms that Plick blew by, and we followed him. We did that, and then we went out the front. We came out, and there were bodies there that had their hearts ripped out, that were the bodies of the research crew that we had met prior to entering the Sith temple. And then Bane was there, and he's got tattoos now, and he's kind of scary.
Very
scary. I can get real big stabby vibes from him. So pretty sure that's how the recap went, unless anybody wants to add something.
I'm guessing he essentially knows that we just went through these Sith trials, would be my guess.
Well, we came out alive, so I can only assume yes.
I think he knows a lot more than we think he knows. Just saying. I
mean, he was friendly with us before, and now we're Sith, so he's going to be more friendly to us.
Same team. I will accept that. I will accept that recap. So, Saxon, you can credit yourself 600 credits.
Big Mac.
That's about what you could buy with 600 credits. Is a Big Mac. All right, so you all about halfway through your Force Visions is where we picked up last session. Many of you, all of you, completed them in one fashion or another. Tech Drift very swiftly, as he knew not only this was a vision, but a test for him, a test in the Force. Tarek learned through his vision the story of why his master abandoned him in a moment when fear and darkness surrounded him. And he also discovered a clue about the red-skinned Twi'lek who was imprisoned with him. Saxon witnessed the creation of an Ugbot army in his vision.
You said it. You said it, not me.
I can't take it back.
No, you can't.
Yes, he witnessed essentially droids taking Ugnaughts and implanting a variety of cybernetics and then creating a sort of mashup of Ugnaught and droid army. Nax.
What were they called? Ugbots. They're not shoes. They're not those furry shoes. They're Ugbots.
They might be when I'm done. Ugbots.
I just imagine a field of robots sighing.
Yeah. Nax found in his vision the ability to destroy all of Kashyyyk in his vision with the opportunity he took to murder millions upon millions in the name of the Empire. Zawarudo was faced with a council who chose to banish and attack him, attempting to force him into slavery. Instead of running or fighting, Za accepted this fate and was released from his vision. The the Wookiee, Spruik. Spruik went through a harrowing vision, watching his parents attempt to be, or watching the Empire attempt to take his parents and enslave them. In the process of trying to rescue them, both of them were killed before he woke up. Meek fell asleep, had a really awesome dream about flamethrowers. In Meek's dream, not only was he able to pick up 2 flamethrowers in each hand, but he was able to burn down every single thing that stood between him and all the loot he desired. This for Meek was simply an excellent dream. As at the end, when you all finally woke up, except for Meek, who was still sleeping, it was a really, really, really good dream for Meek. While you were still sleeping, the rest of the group killed off the last of the torture bots, defeated them. They managed to find some loot. On their way back out, there was a disturbing movement for the Force users, as well as a blast across the local communication relay of Turchel screaming for help. As you quickly crawled out of the buried temple in an attempt to see if you could provide aid, you find Bane standing amidst a strange circle drawn in the dirt, filled with blood, presumably from the bodies of the archaeological crew, as they have all been dissected. Their hearts have been removed, and all 3 hearts are missing. Bane still looks like feedback. The features in the face are the same, with the long nose and the balding, buzz-cut hair, but he has tattoos covering his entire body. A green smoke wafts through the wind, blowing away, and the energy in the air is charged. The physical difference, other than the tattoos, is that the body that Bane is in appears larger, slightly taller, much more muscled, and the muscles are much more defined. He doesn't wear a shirt at all, but a long half robe from the waist down. As energy, red and green, crackles from finger to finger, he flexes and he goes, I feel better. Thank you, friends. You spent so much time in the temple. I had more than I needed to prepare the ritual. And as he says that, M3, your internal chronometer, which just sort of, it's in your head. It connects with sort of the galactic standard time, sort of like when your phone finally gets Wi-Fi again and you update to daylight savings time. Your chronometer syncs, fast forwarding. The few hours that you all thought you were in the temple was nearly 48. You have actually been inside for almost 2 full days.
Yikes.
Time moved differently for you all in the temple, at least how it felt. And M3, yeah, you are able to quickly tell that you have basically skipped a day and a half and not realized it. Oh, friends, I am so glad to see that you survived the trials. You would all make fine Sith.
What did you do to these folk?
Saber throw.
Roll your attack. And while he's doing that, what does it look like I did to them? I killed them and used their hearts and life force in a ritual to strengthen Feedback's body. I was beginning to decay.
Makes sense. Straightforward.
Saber throw twice.
Roll your attacks. I see you are missing something.
He has 1 arm.
I have 2 arms. I just have 1 hand.
No, you have 1 arm and a nub.
The Jawa tells good jokes. You
that is an 8 plus
which lightsaber are you throwing at him?
just the regular one.
Great.
My training saber.
Nice.
So that's 10, 15 to hit.
Great. As you throw the saber with the force, not so much your nub, it and without even flinching, Bane just goes and catches the hilt, and then just floats it back to you gently. No, no, boy, you cannot hurt me with your toys. You will need something deeper and darker to make me weird.
I kind of figured that would happen. Bane, I've had a very bad day. I'm missing a hand. My leg is covered in these things. I'm going to pull up my robe a little bit to just show that I have like scarabs.
I see that you have found some friends.
Blick is going to start walking up to Bane.
Bane will not move. Those are obelisks, Tektrif. I have some personal experience with those things.
Blick is going to hold up the puzzle box.
Nice box.
I'm going to grab his hand and then put the puzzle box in his hand. Then I'm going to say, fix, fix, fix.
Oh, you're going to hear Nax yelling.
Does Bane speak Jawa?
I speak any language I wish. Hold on. Bane floats the box in between him. And as he pulls like this, the box morphs as if he's playing with putty. As he shapes it quickly, aggressively, and before, as it spins quickly and molds, it floats back into his hand in a perfect golden shape of the Jawa himself. He has created a miniature plick as he takes it and hands it back to you. And gives you a condescending pat on the head.
I run away with it. I'm very happy about this.
Curious. Anyway, the obelisks. Yes, Tektrif, I had some of those upon me once upon a time. They are difficult to extract, but not without their uses.
So did you just follow us here to, I don't know, terrorize the local populace, or?
No, although I did hide on your ship to get here, I will admit, stowing away was quite an adventure. Not something I've had to do much. Good times. I managed to lend myself to the benefactor of this particular mission. I perused the bounties you had accepted whilst you slept one night, and I discovered this one. I knew of Stazalius's temple here on Dodega. I knew who and what Stazalius was. I'm sure you saw his large hologram. He's not that big in real life. Much smaller. He's also very dead, if that makes you feel better. He was alive 4,000 years ago, or so, give or take a century. But yes, I knew that their book rested here, and I knew that in their book was the ritual I needed to strengthen Feedback's body. That way it could hold my spirit and not decay. You don't want your friend's body rotting.
We also don't want him to have strange face tattoos when he wakes up.
He'll be much better for it. Stronger, faster. I might keep this body, actually. It's as he flexes, you see sinew ripple. Invigorating now.
Much like a Sith to go back on a deal. So we're not killing him now, or are we?
I never said I would kill him. Would you like him back?
Not really.
We do want him back. M3, he was your friend.
Coworker.
Oh,
do
yikes.
You have my holocron on you?
Why?
Give it to me, and I will show you. I promise you no harm will come to you or Feedback.
Insight check.
Roll.
No insight check. Bad M3. Bad M3.
Why?
Ask him for something in return.
Me? What would you wish of me, Zawarudo?
I don't know. I was more vocalizing to the group to come to a decision. But
18.
you know a lot of stuff, so
He's being genuine. You don't
Credits.
get the vibe from him that he's lying.
Credits.
Tell
How
us
about
what
you
you'll
put
do
me back
first.
together?
We
Tell
want
you
credits.
what I would not want to spoil the surprise, Derek.
Credits.
Should I give it to him? I'm gonna look
Wait,
at
wait, wait.
tech
no,
credits.
tell us.
Wait. All right, Bane.
Yes.
Tarek is going to give you the holocron.
Yes.
Do you have any way of putting my hand back on and or fixing my foot?
Keep it that way.
Hey,
No.
I cannot put your hand back on. Healing is not my forte.
Am
And-
I a joke to you? I'm right here.
Saxon, then I accept your offer for a robot hand. Now,
Yes.
what about the orbalisks? You said you had experience with them.
I
would
do.
like to know what that is.
Once upon a time, many millennia ago, I fell into a den of obelisks. They attach quite vividly, directly to the nervous system, and they grow very quickly. Every day or so, they will multiply. More will attach themselves, whether you notice it or not. If you attempt to remove them, they secrete a toxin. That toxin causes the nerves in your body to flare, creating immense pain. The kind of pain that will drive you crazy or kill you.
Can't we just burn them off?
No, you cannot. You see, the curse of the obelisk is the challenge in removing them. It requires a very powerful Jedi or Force healer. I had to seek one out on a planet deep in the Outer Rim. He removed them, but it nearly cost me my life. At the time, though, I was completely covered. I had designed a special helmet to keep them from covering my head and face. However, they are not without their benefits. You see, obelisks' shells are nearly impenetrable. Whilst wearing them, no lightsaber could cut me. No blaster could pierce my skin. I was invincible. But there is a drawback. If you do not have specialized equipment to keep them from covering your head or face, they will eventually consume you, and you will die. I lived with them for 20 years, and I was unstoppable. And then my very clever apprentice convinced me that I was growing weaker with them attached. She found this healer and convinced me that removing them was the only way I could discover my true power. I fell for her ploy. Not long afterwards, she tried to kill me. Well, I guess she did kill me. My body, that is. But the spirit, she was not prepared. Does that help you, Tech Triff?
I suppose so. That was oddly helpful.
I am
Um,
a man of my word.
So they're like super crabs.
Yes, exactly.
Tarek, I won't yell at you if you decide to hand him the cube now.
All right. I'll float it over to him because I don't want to get near him.
Chicken. He doesn't touch the cube, but he hovers it in front of him, and with his hands, he twists. And when he pulls this way, you see Tektrif. You see very clearly through the force the lines, as you can almost trace the exact location that he sends webs of the force tickling and touching this pyramid-shaped holocron. As he does, it begins to open in tiers until it is like the bottom of a pyramid, a large square. In the center floats a dark, perfectly round red crystal, and it shines brilliantly with the energy of the force. Hold your breath. This will be fun. As his hands come back in, he forms a triangle and he pushes out. And as he does, you hear this scream, this deep from in the depths of your mind, this incredible howl of pain as a second face pushes on the skin of Bane, pushes out the other side. You see hands and shoulders as if a whole other body is in him, pushing on the skin and on the structure. As it pushes out, you hear a and before long, as the wind begins to whip, Tektrif, you are nearly blinded with the light of the force that you see coming like a whirlwind as it whips around Bane. I need everyone to roll a dexterity or a strength save. A strength save.
Well, I'm not good at those.
Does it look like Bane's struggling against this, or is
Bane is not even sweating.
Ugh, I hate him. Do I need to
Tell me
do it
what
for
check
info?
again?
Strength, please.
Strength.
Poor
Is it
Max.
just organics or everyone?
Everyone.
13.
All
I
right.
sent you a message.
Oh no.
That's a 6 for Tektrif.
Great. If you rolled a 13 or higher, you make the save. If you did not, you are knocked prone as this wave of energy just and flies out in all directions like a great wave. You are knocked. If you failed, you're knocked prone. In that moment, those of you that are watching, you see this blue aura, almost like a force ghost for those of you that have seen those, shifts out of Bane's body as if the skin ripples and fluctuates and flings it. This blue shimmering figure looks exactly like Feedback. And for just a moment, he hovers there around the holocron before Bane turns and closes with the force. And as he does, the image shrinks and shrinks and shrinks until the crystal flashes and then turns blue as the holocron closes. He floats it back to you, Tarek. There's your friend. All in one piece. Tell him thank you.
And what are we to do with him now?
That is not my problem.
He needs a body.
Saber throw.
Roll your attack.
So much for patience of a Jedi.
Is that not the truth?
Oh,
I'm flinging it at this point. It's ceremony.
I do.
I need him to know that I'm still angry at him. So
I do find it
anger is
funny
not a-
that
Sorry,
that,
Jesse.
that Dylan's the one like, oh, what are we supposed to do with this body now? Like, what are we supposed to do with this holocron? I don't understand, guys. Like, you're the one who got us in this mess.
As you
Not
throw the
untrue.
saber, it whips, and it's dead on target, right for his head. And right as the blade would pass through his neck, he twitches, as if he phases out of reality for a moment. And the blade passes through harmlessly. If you blinked, you would have missed it, and it would have appeared that the lightsaber didn't touch him. Come now, Tektrif. Acts of impulse and anger. I know Plo Koon taught you better than that. I've seen your patience.
you
He would-
keep his name out of your mouth.
He would be most disappointed in you.
Plick is
No.
gonna say Plo Koon, Plo Koon.
I like the little one. He would be a great pet. Now, friends, I believe that concludes our time together. I shall be leaving. But first, I require one more thing. And he bends over to the body of Turchol, and he grips one of the horns. And without using the force, those of you that are sensitive can see, he rips with just a twist and a crack. He rips the horn off at the base of the skull. It's long and large, and he holds it. I need to make myself a new blade. This will do nicely for a hilt.
Ugh.
I will see you soon. Back on the derelict, I think.
You owe us
Can you
money
kill
for
a
this
porter real
job.
quick?
You will find the person to report to on Turchol's datapad. You really think that this poor archaeologist funded this expedition? The Crimson Dawn sends its regards. And Bane turns and walks away, starts to walk away.
As soon as Bane turns, Saxon's going to cast Paralyzed Humanoid, targeting Bane. DC is a con save of 15.
Excellent.
Roll the thing.
I'll send you a picture so you see what I rolled, just so you believe it.
I don't like it. I don't like that. The natural 20, isn't it? It's a natural 20. I bet you it is.
There you go. It is a natural 20.
Yeah.
It is. So you cast the power. You send you pull a small smattering of microscopic nanobots out of a pouch, and you hurl them, and they fly through the air. And as they close in on Bane, normally they would wrap themselves, attaching to different nerve endings and creating a locking of the muscles with electrical impulses. As they near him, you see Bane, without breaking stride, twitches his head, and they spin. And then Saxon, you are paralyzed by your own power.
Oh.
M4 is going to look over to Saxon. Ha, 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 pointing and laughing like Nelson from The Simpsons at Saxon. Miner is also.
Is anyone else going to attempt anything with Bane as he walks away?
Are you getting back on our ship?
He calls back, "No, I'm taking Turchol's. Your ship is stinky. Porter sweats."
Oh, okay. Now hold up. Don't come for
I
our
think we
ship.
should keep Porter around.
As he disappears into the
No.
trees, a few moments later, you hear the firing of repulsor engines as a small light freighter lifts up from a different clearing not far away and takes off into the atmosphere.
Saxon's getting over the paralyzations. Like, I hate. Yes, place. Let us leave now.
We have 1 or 2 more rooms to map out, lad.
As that's finishing, the small, almost remote droids pop up quickly, just kind of floating around. Between the two of them, they start to kind of spin using their hollow projectors to create an image. They have successfully mapped out the interior of what they can access in the temple, what is accessible.
Would we is there any loot that we would see that we might have missed from the other rooms on the droids, or would we have to go back down to find that?
They just mapped out the rooms. But if you guys would like to go back and search, I could have one of you roll an investigation to see if you find any loot.
I'm proficient in that, so I wouldn't mind doing that.
I wouldn't mind helping you if I could give him advantage.
Absolutely.
Guidance. Add a D4.
Excellent. Okay, so that's a D4. So first is crit fail. Oh my god, the second is a 4. So
Oh my god, Brentley!
So okay, so that starts as a base 7 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 2, and my skills up 1, so 3, 7, so at 10.
10. What's your passive?
My passive perception is a 13.
Great. The 13 is fine. We'll take the passive in this instance.
Jesus. Sorry, guys. I did not see it.
If I'm helping him, my passive is a 15. Could that factor it?
No, he's the one investigating poorly. Still a little shaken by your encounter with Bane. Hard to tell if you're shaken by the fact that you couldn't hurt him, or more shaken by the fact that he called out how un-Jedi-like you were being in the moment. You don't really find anything of worth. You do manage to discover a few more artifacts just some like ancient pottery, a few things. You find some very old currency, about 10 golden coins with they have the exact same imprint, the exact same symbol on the front and back as the large metal plate that you all found. And you're unsure of what their value is. But that's all that you managed to find in the inside of the temple. Plick, you wanted to search the bodies, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Great.
And I
So
rolled a 27.
Great. So Plick, has all of you suddenly realized, Plick has been missing for like 2 minutes, like ever since Bane started putting feedback soul into, or spirit into the holocron. Plick just kind of vanished, and you guys didn't even notice. Plick, you find 3,000 credits in Turchill's pocket. You find a data pad, and you find a pistol, blaster pistol. I will send you the card. It is a Charik blaster.
Like
Hey,
old
Plick,
buddy,
can I
old
have-
friend of mine.
Can I have that data pad?
I meant to send that to the whole group, but there it is to you. I will
Okay.
send it to the whole group. The Charik pistol is very old, kind of beat up. It doesn't look like it's been used much, but it is a pretty sweet little pistol.
What does the data pad do?
Well, are you going to try to, can you read?
Can I take maybe 50 credits worth of my ancient garbage, polish it up real quick, and offer it as a shiny trinket to trade for the data pad?
I don't know. Is that going to work, Plick?
I need at least 100.
Okay, but it'll be more ancient garbage.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
I just need 100 credits worth. That makes me a robot.
100 credits worth is good.
Great.
I give him the data pad that I don't know what it does.
Great, Zah. You have acquired Turchill's data pad.
All right. I'm going to look on it for the information about.
As you turn it on, it asks for biometric identification, and a slot pops up for a thumbprint.
Okay, I guess, can I lean down to his body?
So can I was gonna be collecting their hands.
Oh. Okay, I'll look at.
And I hand
Why?
one of Churchill's hands.
Great, Zah. As you turn, as you pick up the data pad, you hear, and then you hear another, and then another. As you turn, you see that M3 has his old axe out and is just thwack. Picks up a hand, walks to the next hand, thwack, picks it up. As he collects 6 hands and hands you one of Turchill's. This is going to be bad, Stephen.
Okay. Once I make sure the thumb is still intact, I'll use it to.
The hand is severed but intact.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll use a finger to unlock the data pad.
Great. It unlocks. On it, you find tons of notes about the layout of the temple, speculations about what some of the ancient Sith dialect could mean, a few places where he has attempted to translate things that he's written and based on the few words that he has figured out. It's a very, very detailed description of the items they found, their age based on carbon dating. It is a full-on report. You also find inside that there is the data pad is linked to one other individual. I need to pull up my other notes just a second, which would be the benefactor. It's listed as the financer of this expedition. It leaves an address for where to, or a location for where to deliver address. We don't have addresses. This is space. A location for where to deliver all of your findings, all of his notes, and receive payment if everything is met. And oddly enough, the location is the Noble Derelict.
Wow.
Right? Like I planned it that way. And it is to be delivered directly to Javdamai Braden, the head of the Black Sun Crime Syndicate. His name is spelled Javedamibren. Javadami.
He's like our boss, right?
He's the head of he leads the Black Sun Syndicate on the derelict.
He's the dumb leader who's the second in command.
No.
We have.
The second in command is the guy who you think you have his kid. Javadami is basically a figurehead. You would know.
We still haven't unfrozen the kid, right?
No, he's still frozen.
He also sent that dude with the black sword at us and killed Feedback initially. Very uncool move. We have videotape.
You have videotape of that, but you don't know if it was him that sent it.
Well,
it was probably the second command.
Yeah, but
what is his name? That is a good question.
Yes, there is.
Duke Facey Face.
I think it was Dak. I want to say Dak.
There is still a child
everything.
there is still a child we must bury.
Bury? Lord Zebulon Dak.
That's it. I knew it was Dak.
That isn't dead.
How is that not in my notes?
It's in mine. We're good.
Thanks. I'm a bad DM.
You're not.
Okay, so we go back to this guy to get paid, and while we're there, we tell him, "Hey, we're really mad. Your friend killed our friend, and you got to repay us for that. Also, we might have your kid."
I think we should unfreeze the kid first.
The body of the child must be laid to rest.
It's not dead.
I gotta level with you for a second. Maybe it's better that we don't.
The kid is frozen. He's suffering.
He's frozen.
I mean, we don't.
Yeah,
He's frozen, but we also don't know that he's not dead.
Yeah, he could be dead. He's definitely not suffering. And he'll suffer coming out of that state, or be dead, or you just leave him.
We can throw him out of the back of the ship.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to have a kid. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not old enough to have a kid.
First things first, we should probably leave this planet.
Yeah, let's get off the planet. We can talk about this in orbit.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna pick up the little what are they called? The floating ball droids?
The remotes?
Yeah.
Great. Is that all? Are you guys gonna head back to the ship?
I think, yeah, on this one.
mean, can we blow up the temple?
I mean, it's underground. If you have explosives, you can try.
Probably so much shit.
Plick pulls out the grenade launcher.
I think it's going to take more than a couple of grenades, unfortunately. We could try blasting it with the ship.
I shoot one at him. I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
I was about to say, roll
standing near everybody.
Is there a part of this camp that we haven't searched yet?
I mean, I don't know how thoroughly you all searched inside the tent, but the camp itself.
Oh, there was a bunch of cool stuff inside the tent.
Yeah, there was.
Can we go in the tent?
Sure. Inside the tent, you see the droid that was in there cleaning is deactivated. There is about 500 credits worth of ancient artifacts that you can find in there, just sort of laid about. Nothing appears terribly important. Just more evidence, more pieces that you can take to turn in.
Okay, I'm going to take all that stuff to turn in.
There are no crystals.
Wasn't there like a stick? No, that might have been something else, like a stick or something.
Lots of sticks outside. It's a jungle.
No, there was something in here. I can't.
No, that was in the dinner.
Yeah, that staff was in the dinner, but there was like a chest or something in here. No,
nothing of import. I mean, you know.
Can I try and fix the cleaning droid, because our ship stinks and I think we should have one?
Sure. You can attempt to fix it. Roll a
I've got tinker tools if that works.
If you have Astrotech tools, you can use those. If you don't, Tinker's tools.
Okay, Tinker's tools it is.
Do I have Astrotech tools?
Is somebody helping me?
Nax, being a pilot, would love to help you. I haven't even looked at your role yet. Oh God, yes. Nax would love. When Nax said he would love to help you, he meant he would love to do it himself.
Great. So Plick.
Damn it, Brentley.
Plick
This is
pulls
your
out.
fault somehow.
Plick, seeing the poor droid dismembered, deactivated, pulls out a hammer, a very traditional hammer, crawls up onto the head and goes, "Oh, teeny, king, king, king," and he continues to hit it on the head for several minutes. Nax runs over, is like, "No, no, 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 you can't. Oh, you teeny, bing, bing," and he eventually hits it to where the head is just a small, crumpled lump. Very confused why he didn't fix it.
It should have worked, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
I think we should leave.
This is our Top Gear moment. You've seen that where Jeremy always fixes things with a hammer. So we've broken the barrier, boys.
It's time to go.
Yeah, let's just.
It's time to leave.
Great. Easily enough, you can navigate back to your ship. You pinged. You were smart, I assume, smart enough to drop a pin on its location so that your data pads can lead you to it pretty easily.
I remember exactly where it is.
Right. Meek fucking forgets nothing. Slash Plick. Pleek forgets nothing.
Pleek.
As you traipse through the woods, you don't hear any signs of any of the wildlife. There is kind of a dark aura that's left hanging over the planet. You're unsure if it's Bane's presence and the dark ritual that he used there, or that he created several times. Tarek, as you are walking back, you hear whimpers in the back of your mind. And it doesn't take you long to figure out that the holocron with feedback spirit in it is
crying,
wreathed with fear and anguish. And despite all your attempts to communicate with him, he is not responding. You just hear whimpering and crying. But it is feedback. You can sense his presence, his energy within the holocron, which is turned blue, is no longer red. As you walk into the clearing where you've landed the ship, you see that the boarding ramp is down. Surrounding the ship are 8 dead Nexu. None of them appear to have many slices or blaster marks, but all of them, their necks are twisted almost 180 degrees. Every single one of them dead in various locations around the boarding ramp. You see no signs of anyone outside of the ship.
Bane helped us.
Do we know
unless that was Porter, but I doubt it.
Do we know if Nexu have any valuable parts?
I'm going to loot what they have.
You could skin them for the fur if you take the adequate amount of time to do so.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Would my encyclopedia have any knowledge on what would be like?
Oh, as a matter of fact, Nax, your encyclopedia of recipes does have several Nexu meat related options. There's a Nexu soup. There is a Nexu nuggets, if you would like to cut out the heartier parts of the meat. There is even a very specific Nexu fillet style that is local to Coruscant. It's very, very much considered a delicacy, but it requires that you fry the liver instead of the actual beef. So yeah, you could definitely loot some excellent meals out of these creatures if you'd like, or ingredients.
What kind of check would that be?
Max. Go ahead.
Could I use my I think it's the wander background that lets me, I can gather enough food for 5 people, and I think there's a couple other I'll have to look it up in a second. But make a survival check to properly butcher them and get whatever.
You can help. I've got expertise in survival when it comes to food.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I don't have expertise. I just have proficiency, but it's a +6. So I figured I'd help if you needed it.
Great. roll with advantage. Nax is pointing out to you as you slice into these creatures. Nax is pointing out where the best bits of meat are to be found.
As they're chopping things up, Saxon's gonna look around with the help from M4, if that's possible. Just kind of see if there's anything watching us or.
Sure, you can roll a perception. And then, so perception check and survival check from Za.
Well, I mean, Aaron can roll it. I was just putting it out there.
No, one of you can roll it with advantage. Doesn't matter to me.
Survival skill. Expertise is just double proficiency, right?
Yes.
So I'd have a +6 as well. Here, I'll roll. 16 and a 6. So 16 plus 6 would be a 22.
Great. Easily enough, you all harvest as much meat as is possible, which I think Za said was, what, 5 days worth of food?
Mm-hmm. That's what I remember him saying. Nax,
you have plenty of ingredients. Saxon, what was your perception check?
20, not natural.
20. You all notice while you're looking around that there is a very pungent, almost skunk-like smell that comes from the corpse of the Nexus. And it seems that stench is preventing other creatures from coming. There's so much dead Nexu here that the rest of the wildlife is afraid of what could have caused such a thing. So they are not entering the immediate vicinity. As a matter of fact, you don't see any wildlife. None of the strange monkeys, the strange apes that you saw. No bugs, no birds. It's as if the jungle has gone quiet.
I hate this place.
I agree.
I'm not fond of it either. We should, now that we've got a snack, I think we should go.
Brooke needs to extricate Porter from his area.
I don't know if Porter is still alive. We should check.
So
Porter, are you still alive?
Great. So as you board the ship, you hear just a strange humming sound from the med bay.
What's wrong with this cleaning droid? Looks like someone put a hammer to it. What the hell?
As you walk by, you see the old Beck in there, just kind of sweeping something red and sand-like that smokes into a trash bin or a trash receptacle as he hums like. He's wearing long, thick gloves made out of some kind of strange rubberized material and a rebreather mask as well as goggles to protect himself from the fumes.
Hey, weirdo, did you know Bane was on the ship?
Who's Bane?
Whatever. I'm ready to go.
Triff, you should probably talk to Beck about your space crabs.
Oh, you've got crabs? I've got a remedy for crabs.
And he's missing a foot. No, he has a foot, but I want his hand. Hi, Beck.
Hello.
Beck, if you have a moment, there were some things that happened in the temple. I'm currently without a hand.
I see that.
If it can be organically put back on, that would be great.
We also have other options, and I pull out a few other hands. This one's larger. This one has 4 fingers.
Would you like me to embalm those for you?
Yes, please.
Great. Leave them by the door. I'll have them done for you before we're back.
Great.
You have 6 embalmed hands, maybe 7 if you get tech triffs.
And also, I have orbalisks on my leg.
Oh, orbalisks. I haven't heard that in a long time. Let me finish sweeping up this dust. You don't want to come in here just yet. And quickly he sweeps this like dark red dust into a receptacle. Hold on. He walks over to a console, presses a few buttons, and you hear decontaminating as a blue light. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Room decontaminated. Foreign contaminants removed. It is safe to enter. Whoa, some powerful stuff. Yes, come in, Tech Triff. Come in. see if I can give you a hand. Oh, I do tickle myself.
I hate you.
Max, I don't like this. Saxon's going to help next. Clear for takeoff.
Did we freeze?
I need to know.
I'm here.
I'm still here.
To know from my. Yeah, I think we're all here.
I think Stein froze.
Oh, all right.
Most important.
There
He's
he goes.
back.
Great. Yay. You all froze on my end too, as well. Too. Also, it happens. All right. So, Tektrif, he pats on his little table. It's kind of like an examination table. It's covered in that weird papery plastic that they make you lay on. It smells a little antiseptic in here. And he goes, "Come on, hop up here, big boy. Let's take a look at you."
Okay, so I'll hop up there.
Great. He pulls out of his pocket these large spectacles. They sit on his head, and when he clicks them down over his eyes, they both zoom at different intervals, like open up, open your mouth, say ah. Oh, goodness. And he sticks a finger down the back of your throat and presses your tongue down. Oh, yes. Well, it seems you've got orbalisks and you're missing a hand.
I'm going to just lightly push him away and replace my mask and say, "Sir, I don't think this has anything to do with my mouth."
No. Just wanted to see if the orbalisks were in your throat and, gag you a little. It was funny.
I'm sorry, wait, the orbalisks get in your throat?
Well, I mean, if you let them in your mouth, I would assume so.
Please help me.
Ha! Oh, you don't like these things, do you? Okay. He walks up and he grabs one and he pulls on it just a little bit. And as he pulls, it's a lot harder than you expect. And you take 3 points of psychic damage. As when he pulls, it's like, ugh, and you feel it lance through your whole body. Oh.
Please don't do that.
Yes, well, that is not an effective removal method.
No, I've tried the force. I've tried removing them physically. They secrete a toxin that will constantly put me in a horrible state of pain if you try to do that.
Well,
we haven't tried amputation yet. Oh, yeah.
That is true. And he pulls out this like vibrating saw. Would you like me to amputate it? I could give you a robotic one.
Is there any method that you know of where I could either remove them or transfer them?
I could do some research. I have a few ideas. Depends on how badly you don't want them. Now, as for your hand.
Or slow the progression of them.
Or slow the progression.
Yes, interesting. I will, hold on, hand first. Hand it over.
I'll hand him my hand and show him my stump.
As he takes your hand, he puts it in his and goes, "Nice to meet you."
Yes, that's...
Had to be done.
It didn't.
I'm trying not to slap you with your own hand right now. He sets the hand down next to your nub, and he pulls out this scanner and just... Interesting. Well, I have good news and I have other news. What would you like to hear first?
Just tell me what's going on, Beck, please.
Great. The good news. The good news is that I can reattach this to your body very easily. It's just a little bit of organ spray and maybe stick it in a Bacta tank and boom, stuck back on. The bad news is that your hand is basically dead. I am uncertain what has contaminated it in the way it is, but I can attach it, but it will not function ever again.
You can just throw it in the embalming pile, and Tech is going to get up and is thoroughly beaten up, so he is going to go find somewhere to rest and meditate.
No, get a robot hand.
If you would like a prosthetic, Mr. Triff, I can make you one that functions exactly like a normal hand. It looks real, it feels real, you can even touch with it and feel it. It's quite a simple procedure. And while that's happening, I could scan your orbalisks to figure out if I know a little more.
I'm more than happy with you scanning the obelisks, but maybe the Force moves in mysterious ways, and maybe this is a reminder to not fall to the dark side.
As I said the same thing after my 5th cup of calf this morning. I would not use the ship lavatories.
Well, I would appreciate your help on the obelisk, but maybe we can just consider the hand a done deal.
Great. I will hand it off to M3.
Excellent.
Now,
Thank you very much.
Now lay back down on the table while I scan the obelisks. And I'm going to knock you unconscious. As he says that, he pulls a stim and jabs it into your arm. And if you would like to resist the anesthetic, the local that will knock you unconscious, you can attempt to. That's if you would like to.
I'm relatively sure after the day that I've had, I have no will left.
Great.
Even
As you kind of lean back onto the table, he goes, "Okay, here we go." As he's talking, and you just kind of like, "Huh." All right, everyone, out.
Screw laughs.
Out of the lab. I have work to do with dear Tekdriff here.
I'm gonna draw something on Tetra's face.
Oh yes, I will 100% allow that.
The intercom buzzes on, and Saxon's voice is heard. It's like, he lost a leg too. Might want to look at that.
I fixed the leg. I fixed it.
Yeah, my leg is okay. It's just my hand, and then the wait, was it the same leg that got cut off that is now infested with obelisks?
Yeah.
God almighty, that temple sucks.
I'm gonna write Sith on his forehead in giant letters.
Aww.
Great. As soon as you're done with that, Beck not so ceremoniously grips you by the back and chucks you out and then hits the button. And then the glass frosts over after the door closes so that you guys cannot see what's going on inside. You hear some cackling, a few saws, and some other strange sounds, but you don't see anything. The rest of you, the ship is ready for takeoff whenever you're all ready to attempt to leave the planet. Is there anything else you would like to do before you take off?
I have asked this question before dumbly. How many seats are in the cockpit?
There are 4 seats in the cockpit.
Okay. I'd like to sit in one of the back seats. Just
excuse me.
Just hanging out.
We should check in with Porter.
Porter is soundly sleeping in the hammock in the ship's cargo hold, snoring and sweating.
I want to start making a tiny robot out of the junk that I was given.
Oh,
So-
also, you notice that Porter's skin is dyed a deep red. Mysteriously, the same color as the material that Beck was sweeping into the trash receptacle.
So M3, you want to check in with Porter?
Oh no, I don't care. So it's up to you. M3 is gonna go for a long rest.
Because Spruik will absolutely just cut him out of his hammock
Great.
to wake him up.
You're going to cut the hammock down?
Yep.
Great. Porter falls. Still sleeping.
Aww.
Can I smack him?
Sure. Roll an attack. I guess Aaron, roll an attack for Spruik.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm working on it. Hold on.
Ah. You want to use my
That's,
dialogue?
What are you attacking him with?
17,
His fists, I
my
believe.
hand.
Oh, okay.
What did the forefinger say?
17. plus-
Lightsaber. Hurrah!
Fuck, I don't remember how to read this fucking thing.
I read with my eyes. I don't know what you read with.
No, I'm trying to remember where the. I don't have my.
Strength plus proficiency.
Is it strength plus proficiency? Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to be 17 plus 5 plus 2. So 17 plus 7 is 24.
You rear back with a big open paw and just boom, and his head turns. At this point, all the pre-flight checks are done. The ship begins to lift off the ground as Saxon and Nax lift off the ground and begin to ascend. As they do, they tilt the ship as they turn up. I need you to roll a dexterity save, please, Spruik.
Oh my god.
Is it Sax Nax or Nax Nax?
I think it would be Sax and Nax.
Dexterity saving throw would be a
16.
16, great, very lucky. As Porter's body rolls towards you, you grip the bulkhead on the ceiling and go and pull yourself up as he rolls and impacts with the wall on the other side. Still sound asleep. Man, I really
at that point, just going to move him out of that bay and put him somewhere else.
Great.
And start reassembling his fucking spot.
You drag him to the cargo hold, and it is a struggle. He is a dense man. Like like you do not expect the weight, but you actually break several sweats pulling this oversized man into the cargo hold, and he just sleeps the entire time through. Eventually, you deposit him fairly easily. At this point, you all have broken into out of the atmosphere and into space. So if you are going to chart a hyperspace navigation back to the Noble Derelict, I need 2 piloting checks from whoever is piloting and co-piloting, 1 each without advantage.
Max is definitely piloting.
Yeah, Saxon's co-piloting.
Great. So I need pilot checks from both of you, please.
Is there anything
what's
important in the cargo hold?
Roll an investigation once they've finished.
It is a 19 for now.
It is a 20, not natural for Saxon.
Great. You have a fairly safe route laid out. It should take you roughly 16 hours of flight, uninterrupted, if such a thing exists, to get there. Mm-hmm. So, you're welcome to engage hyperspace whenever you like. M3, are you investigating the cargo hold?
I mean, barely. M3 is contemplating seeing Porter in the cargo hold now. Contemplating just opening up, turning on his mag locks and just opening up the cargo bay in space.
I mean, you could do that.
No.
Please don't do that. I'm still in here.
That M3.
Okay. No, you just see M3 is next to the cargo bay button. It's just like looking at it and looking at it. Then he goes back to his
Does
charging
Spurge
port.
say this?
Yeah, I'm not being subtle.
Spurge's just gonna like yell at you in a very negative fashion, not a positive fashion.
Yeah, you hear M3 says, I understand I wish to kill him too, but I don't think we should. And I go, rest.
I hear Sprook yell at M3
Hold
and
on,
I run in with my shotgun. Huh?
Hold on, sorry. You weren't supposed to hear that.
I think he's working now.
I hear Sprook yell at M3 and I run in with the shotgun.
Great. You see everything.
Yeah, M3's just walking back to his charging station.
Okay, I'll walk back with M3. I was going to protect him.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that hyperspace is going to be engaged.
Yes. Max will go into hyperspace for us, or engage hyperspace.
The stars blur and boom, you are off at the speed of light. The ship will now be autopiloted. So you are all welcome to take a long rest, talk amongst each other. I am going to move the map so that you can see the ship layout. Once I unarchive it. So you're welcome to, the time is your own at the moment.
Max will go back and start preparing some of that meat that we just got. Particularly, he's going to try to take a swing at the fried liver.
Excellent. Nax, I will need you to roll a dexterity check for me, sir, with expertise.
Josh, does our new skills that we picked up apply to stuff like this? Like I can give him essentially a D4 inspiration dice because we're on the ship.
Sure.
'Cause I took, let me see what it's called. Inspiring display.
Sure, you could inspire him while he cooks.
Sure, I will say I will just sit there and be like, smells like delicious liver.
Well, I rolled a 19. Dexterity is a +2. I don't know past that.
Well, you add your proficiency bonus twice, right?
Yeah, he said add expertise.
Okay, so then
Because you're following the recipe.
6 plus, so 25.
And you don't have to use my D4 right now. I think you can hold on to it.
Great. Easily enough, the organics begin to smell after a few hours. This incredible smell. That just the most delicious thing. M4 and M3 do not understand why the organics are so excited. But you have prepared the perfect Coruscant style Nexu filet mignon. Soft and tender, a nice medium rare, exquisitely juicy. And somehow on the side, you have managed to add on a little bit of your famous Nax pudding, which is a combination of essentially gravy and gelatin to create the perfect add-on to the Nexu filet.
Hell yeah.
Garnished with a little bit of love.
Little toot. Has to serve everyone. Really proud of this.
It is delicious. All those of you that eat it may gain 1 awesome point.
One awesome point.
Does this count as an inspiration die?
Awesome
No.
points are non-redeemable. Cannot
Awesome.
be transferred. Have value 1/16.
The
I
awesome
traded
points
for a
value is only in what you keep it.
This is a fucking Bitcoin. What the fuck?
Can I trade it for a shroot buck?
You can indeed trade it for a shrewd buck. Elmark appears out of nowhere. All right. As you all are flying, Tech Triff, I need you to roll a force save for me, please. Or a force check. Just a D20 plus your force modifier.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to make 2 of the little robot things that I posted.
Yep, absolutely.
Can someone roll a d20 for me? Sorry, I stepped outside.
I got you. You rolled a 14.
All right, so it's a 19.
19. Tektrif, you shift as you're sleeping in this induced state. You have sort of an out-of-body experience. You see yourself like a force apparition standing beside your body as Beck works. You watch him, and for a moment you see him light up and glow as the force fills Beck. He hovers his hand over your leg, and you see all 3 orbalisks slowly retract their pincers and their claws. And you can tell very, very easily that Beck is manipulating the force to remove the orbalisks from your body. And in a matter of moments, all 3 are removed and placed into sealed containers without him having to lift them or touch them at all physically. As you experience this, Beck turns to you and says, "Well, that's not something you were supposed to see. Back to sleep now." And he thumps you on the head. Your force ghost head, and you're back into a state of unconsciousness, dreaming about what it would be like to have real eyes.
Interesting.
The horror.
Great. Is anyone else doing anything? Are we all resting?
I'm eating I'm using a space fork and cutting Nax's filet mignon, like without a knife, like it's just like butter, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm eating it slowly, delectably.
Good. Very good. After, I'm going to assume that whether you sleep or not, this counts as a long rest. So you will take a long rest. You will level up to level 5 in this long rest.
Yes, I will take that and the filet mignon. Saxon's eating it. It's like, this meat is delicious. What is this sprinkle on top, though? Would you call it love? I hate it. What is this? Take it off. This meat is, Max, you outdid yourself. But this love, hate it. Never again. After Saxton leaves,
someone
he's
about
gonna
that.
try and he's gonna try and fix the cleaning droid.
You left it behind after its skull was bashed in by Plick.
Yeah, it was completely useless. I broke it.
Completely, yes. Amazing. Cool. Well, we're gonna find a broom, give it to M4, and tell him to sweep.
If you ever need M4 to be fixed, let me know.
Roger. M4 starts to sweep.
He takes out a little maid uniform, ties it around his back, puts a little thing above his head, starts sweeping the cargo bay. Miners behind him whistling a tune, having a good moment about it. Saxon's got to take a long rest.
Great.
And I sent you a message.
So many messages.
I just need to know.
I do
for my
sneaky
personal-
stuff.
Yes.
I just need.
You can do that or attempt to do that. Go ahead, Za.
I just need to know for my own personal headcanon. It's been eating me up. M3, how do you wear the hands? Is it like a bandolier over your shoulder? Are they like shrunken on a keychain on your side, like on your waist? Like how?
Yeah. So I'm thinking of them like a nice belt. I think around my like waist. I think that'd be kind of nice.
Are they like holding each other?
No. I think they'd be like crudely like nuts and bolted just in from the palm like stigmata, and just like hand next to a hand next to a hand.
Oh.
I got you.
Nice.
Thanks for asking.
That's all I got.
As you all are taking your long rests, those of you that are force sensitive in your dreams, even Tech Triff in your induced sleep, you see a flash. And for a moment, once again, you're in that dark room with the metal grate with the red light that comes through the floor. You see long hair dangling in your eyes and you hear heavy breath. You've been in this room before. You know that you believe that you are seeing things through the eyes of Krook, who either is not dead or you are somehow having linked dreams of something of Krook's past. You're unsure. But the door opens and you notice that Krook is covered with sweat and gashes and cuts. He has been severely tortured. He kneels panting, and you have a sense of his emotions. And behind this outward shield of stoic Spruik, despite the panting, you sense fear, great fear. And underneath it, deeper, a boiling rage. As the door opens, the black armored figure with the Imperial insignia on its shoulder, the almost like an upside down bucket helmet with the red slit. Spruik, this is the exact same visage that you had in your vision of your parents being killed, the one that appeared in Lightsabered your father. As it walks in, he pulls a strange device, like a needle almost, like a stim pack from his belt, and he says, "Are you ready to begin today, Krook? I'm sure that you'll start to divulge the location of some of your compatriots soon." He walks up to Krook, and right as he goes to stick this stim pack into his shoulder, Krook he freezes. And the rage in Krook begins to boil. It starts to simmer to the surface, and you hear Krook say, "No, this won't happen again. I won't tell you." And as he flings his arms out, he unleashes with the Force in pure rage, in pure anger. He lashes out as lightning flies from it seems like your fingertips, and hits the black-robed figure, knocking him back into the wall with a great boom. Krook falls to the ground. The figure stands up, smoking, dusts himself off a little, and says, "Very good, Krook. Very good," and walks out of the door. And that is the end of that particular vision. It ends with echoes of Krook sobbing that fade into your mind.
It's not great.
That's the thing. As you all kind of conclude your 8-hour-long rest, you hear a beep 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 beep. The proximity alarm begins to go off, stating that you're about to come out of hyperspace near the noble derelict. You guys gonna wake up? You gonna sleep through it?
Tarek's gonna wake up. He's been sleeping in in that third chair.
Everyone's like, cool.
I'm still doing.
We'll roll into the pilot seat and start taking us in. I
Roll
guess
the
what,
thing,
can I
sir.
scan? Can we scan for Imperial ships first to make sure
Not
there's
while you're in
none?
hyperspace. In hyperspace, you can only send out communications if you're within range. You can't scan, you can't shoot. You're too fast to do any of that.
Can I send communications then to the what was his name? The guy who was kind of in charge of the entire satellite.
Pax Goodso?
Pax, good stuff.
Yes.
Ooh, actually,
we could message him. We could just message him and ask on our way there and ask to see if the Imperials had left.
Hold on just a second.
Send that as not us. I would send that with like, what's his name? Fat Shit's signature.
Sure, I'm good with that.
Okay, so Porter is, when the alarm goes off, Porter wakes up almost instantly. And he goes, what am I doing in the cargo hold? Fell asleep in that nice hammock. Very comfortable. As he sits up and stretches, you see a little bit of his belly as his shirt lifts up, exposing just a tiny bit of flesh. He stands up and goes, sounds like we're about back. Makes his way to the bridge pretty carefully, and takes the seat next to Tarek and fills it profusely. He's literally like a humanoid hut in size and personality.
Did you know that someone dyed your fur?
Oh, I've got skin, not fur.
Oh, it's red. You've been dyed.
What?
You should go look in the mirror.
Maybe when we're back, dyed my skin red.
Is there a shower on this, by the way?
Yeah, in the fresher.
You should probably go.
What, do I smell?
A little bit, lad.
Well, I don't smell that bad.
All right.
You've got a Jawa on this ship. If you've got a Jawa, you can handle me.
He smells too. That's right. Give me just a minute. I need a minute. I'd like to use Danger Sense. It's a power that I just picked up.
All right.
You put your faith in the Force, feeling out to the future and seeing whether your actions will lead to fortune or ruin. The GM chooses from the following possible omens: peace for results which are not dangerous, danger for results which are dangerous, but perhaps worth the danger, or ruin for shit that will fuck you up.
Great. I stopped listening at the GM will decide what your omen will be. Okay. So, great. You reach out with the Force. You attempt to link to potential futures and sort of see where it's guiding you, what it's leading you towards. And you get a sense that all the roads that are ahead of you, all of the paths lead to different outcomes. You find yourself standing before a crossroads. And in some directions, you see ruin and destruction, planets burning, people, millions of them lost. In another direction, you find stability, peace. And you're unsure which path you're on right now. But you sense something crucial just around the corner. Something important looms. And then Porter farts, drawing you out of your trance with sound and stench.
Great. Can I tell if the important one is towards the derelict? Like, do I see it like in 3D, or is it more of a?
It's
like
more
a
of a
road
feeling.
Map? Okay.
It's more of an image, of feeling, an impression that there's something important soon. It's like the Force is sort of poking your gut and saying, you know, something's coming.
Okay.
You don't know if it's good or bad. Right.
Good deal.
We should probably send a message to Mr. Goodsoe, or, you know, whoever, maybe Sprog. I mean, you just gonna show up? Poof, here we are. We're back. That's fine if that's how you want to do it. And somehow you notice that he's eating a piece of Nexus steak.
Did you? It's fine.
Really good. Who made this?
The wee one with the trunk.
Me.
That is delicious. Very good.
Thank you.
Be happy to tell the missus I was well fed.
Good.
Oh, you're married.
I said that before. Rightly, I did.
I've forgotten.
I invited you to
Apologize.
dinner. Real friend would know that.
I apologize.
Yeah, well, it's all right. It's all right. It's fine. How did I end up in a cargo hold?
Not sure.
There was some space turbulence.
Flung me all the way out of cargo. What? I slept right through it.
Spruik has been furiously cleaning his little hammock area and has since retied his hammock back up.
Spruik, you have cleaned and you have cleaned and you have cleaned and you have cleaned and you have cleaned, and it still smells like him. It's just hanging in the air right now.
I'll go talk to Beck and see if there's not something that can get rid of that.
Great. Beck hands you a bucket with some kind of green powder in it. That's biotic bacteria removal.
It's not
Wear a
purple
mask.
liquid.
Well, this will literally peel the skin off of you. So gloves, mask. Don't get it in your fur. And don't get it near the hyperdrive. It's
Ooh,
just a bad idea.
Beck, I need this little thing installed in my brain. Can you
Oh,
do that for me? real quick?
absolutely. Come on in, next contestant. Ah, he pulls out a large circular saw. Lay down. Please.
Oh God.
You'll be fine. I'm a doctor. Got a degree somewhere, I think. Anyway, hold still and pss, renders you unconscious. Spruik, are you still in the room?
Yeah, because I'm now very carefully, adamantly cleaning things.
In the med bay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still there because I haven't left yet.
Great. Right as you turn to leave, you hear and you look as Beck has driven this saw into the top of Nax's cranium and is just as he slices across. Bits of blue and orange blood are kind of everywhere, and a bit of it flecks into the fur right by your cheek.
Well,
Either put on some gloves and help or get out.
I mean, does he need help? That doesn't look like that's how that's supposed to be done.
I'm sorry. What's your degree in? Oh, bat shit. That's what it's in.
That's fair. I'm gonna go clean my room now.
Great. As you leave, you see him pick up the superiority chip and he just sort of shoves it in the hole right at the front. Literally just like, okay, bye. Nax, about half an hour later, you wake up. There's no scar. There's no visible sign that you were cut open at all, but you are very alert, as if it has heightened your senses a little bit. You smell a little bit better. You see a little more clearly. So it's sort of increased your senses, and you gain an additional 2 superiority die as long as that implant is in your brain.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. He's had it for a long time. He just didn't have anyone to put it in.
Speaking of things that are really cool, could Saxon have hooked up with M3 and installed the things that he needs over the course of that long rest?
Sure. Roll a Astrotech to install the shoulder cannon.
Okay, so it's
Did you need anything else, M3? Okay.
I think just that.
Ooh, my crafting time is halved because it's Astrotech. That's neat.
So you can do it in 4 hours.
Indeed.
Now you
so
have
I have
plenty of time.
expertise in these, so it's proficiency doubled, and my proficiency is +3 now, or does it take because of the?
It depends. Did you do it before your long rest or after?
We have 17 hours.
Yes. Did you
Long
rest
rest
first?
takes Yeah, so
Great. Then you can apply your new proficiency.
then yes, I will do that. Ooh, it's a plus 11 bonus. It's a 26.
Great. M3, you got a real nice shoulder cannon. Saxon installed it impeccably, and you don't think he tinkered with anything else while he was back there.
I am actually impressed.
Feels right. Saxon slides a restraining bolt.
Not one that you know, just a small one. Less hand choppy, more finger choppy this time.
Great. You put a shoulder cannon in impeccably.
I
You now
go
have
ahead.
a predator-style shoulder cannon.
Now, don't let this go to your head. You have a lot of power, but it's how you use it, yes?
It is on my shoulder.
Yes, and it is a lot of power. You can destroy a lot of things with that. Tell me you won't destroy anything that we own.
You just see a little laser is just focusing on Saxon's forehead.
I feel like you should have probably made that deal before you installed it.
Well, hindsight is 2020. The good news is it's not loaded, so you will not destroy anything.
Can I attempt to load it?
Flick appears on your shoulder, loading the cannon.
No.
I look up to him and say, "That's where you sit now."
Yay!
You're welcome.
Man.
When we get there, I'll go ahead and get on the comms unit and reach out to Spragoon.
As you're nearing, you can do that. You're within range within the last 10 minutes or so of your trip to reach out. The communique beeps, and you hear a double bass voice because they have a bunch of sets of vocal cords on the side of their heads. Remember, Spragoon is an Athorian, normally very peaceful creatures. Not this bastard.
Hello.
What time is it? Afternoon, Spragoon, or it was on the planet I was on anyway.
Very good. Have you neared return?
Aye, we're coming into the station now. Just wanted to let you know.
So soon? You will be back very soon?
Yes, we have to turn in our bounty first, but we'll come see you.
This does seem an appropriate time to remind you that you have 2 days left. However, I'm afraid there is something important that Mr. Goodsoe and I must speak with you about. I will forward priority docking to you. Do not turn your comms on again. It will be safer that way.
Oh, shite.
And as he clicks off the comms, the ship reverts back to real space. With the stars coming into focus, no longer blurred lines on the sides of the ship. You see, you come in a few hundred kilometers away from the noble derelict, still very easily within visual range. And next to it floats a large triangular ship.
Oh, shit.
4 times the size of the derelict itself. It is new. It's different. Dark gray, almost purely metallic, with a tall structure and 2 shield-generating orbs sitting on the sides of this large T-shaped bridge. As you revert to real space, your scanners register the name as the Venerator, Imperial Star Destroyer Victory class. And that is where we will end tonight.
Can I do one thing?
What is your one thing?
Who's flying right now?
Nax and Saxon.
I'm going to put my hand on top of Nax's head and say, "Fly real casual, lad." Pat him.
Okay.
This is a horrible place to end.
Hey guys, Just so you know, outside of this, I have a caged orbalisk.
I was about to say, Beck, right as it actually ends, Beck sticks his head into the bridge and goes, lost obelisk. If you see it, return it to me. And then shuffles away.
God damn it.
Oh,
Yay! Good game, guys. We did it. Level 5.
Hell yeah.
I got an extra attack.
Ooh.
I did too.
Yeah, I also got an extra attack.
I got to add a d6 to my sneak attack and got uncanny dodge.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get to give out a D6.
So I got to realize that I only had 2 of my 5 discoveries from the scholar class, and now I am proficient in medium armor. I have academic memory, so Stein. I recall anything I've read in the past month, as long as I understood it.
That's awesome.
And then now I'm probably
Means
going to
I
pick a
have to
fighting
recall
style for my
everything.
fifth.
Right.
You already have to recall everything, Stein.
Nax, what kind of guns do you use? Because we should give Nax that pistol, I think.
Yeah, that Marshall pistol would be very, very nice. And especially if I pick the akimbo fighting style. Skill with fighting with 2 blasters.
Why am I watching my parents on treadmills?
This is not a treadmill.